Whoops, LinkedIn said you're not approved. Oh, come on, LinkedIn. All right, we're going to go on YouTube and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I thought I was approved with LinkedIn, but I guess I'm not. And oh, we are live, I guess.
Yes, we are.
I thought I was one of the beta testers for LinkedIn Live, but apparently I am not good enough for LinkedIn yet. Or we'll see. I'll have to make some calls, some special calls. But we are live on Facebook and YouTube. And I think that's it. Facebook and YouTube right now. No LinkedIn. How are you, Gerard? How's your day going?
I'm great. Very productive. It's raining here, so it's good. How are you? How are you coping?
Doing good. Doing really, really good. Just trying to get this set up on the computer correctly. So this is the first time we've ever used StreamYard, which I really like StreamYard. If somebody could make a comment, that would be really cool because I'm going to show you something pretty cool. Anybody? If you could make a comment, any comment would be fine. Just want to test out StreamYard. StreamYard allows you to go live on multiple platforms. So right now we're live on Facebook and YouTube, soon to be LinkedIn. Also we'll go live or you can go live in Facebook groups, Facebook pages, business pages, and many, many other platforms. So StreamYard is pretty cool. We usually use Zoom, but today is our first time to try StreamYard. The other thing that's cool is it allows you to show comments, and it does allow you to put some other branding and banners and things like that. So there's a logo. That's pretty cool. And it does allow overlays, but right now we do not have an overlay made, so it's just the StreamYard overlay. So what's going on, Gerard? What are we doing here today?
Yeah, so anyway, thank you for doing this live. Thank you for joining us today. But, we're just going to talk about how you actually manage your virtual assistant. Because, at Remote Assistant Scout, normally what our clients asking here is, they're working remotely. I mean, how do I manage them? What are the tech tools? I mean, how do I actually do some time blocking with them? And if in any case you guys are interested to learn more about mortgage and real estate virtual assistants, you can always contact Richard. You can send him a DM, or you have the option of texting partner to 281-394-0624, or you can go ahead and contact our Facebook business page, Remote Assistant Scout. And circling back with Richard, so tell me, I mean, how do you manage your virtual assistant, Mr. Smith?
So managing virtual assistants, it's not a huge difference from managing any employee that you have or any team member. But I will say there's some things that we've learned over time that work really, really well. So a lot of years in trial and error and things like that when managing your virtual assistant in the Philippines. And I know a lot of people that have virtual assistants in other places. We kind of predominantly focus on VAs in the Philippines. And so I'll go through a couple things that I do, Gerard, that, and I know a lot of other people do to manage their assistants effectively. By far, number one is to manage by expectation. So what I mean by that is you have an expectation of a goal of getting so many leads or so many appointments by phone or even face-to-face appointments like we used to do a lot more of. And so managing by expectation it sounds real simple, but it's really, really important, because what that prevents you from doing is is making having a virtual assistant a job, because the whole purpose of having somebody is they're there to help you, support you, grow your business, and give you more freedom. So if you're constantly communicating and following up and seeing what they're doing, it's micromanaging, and it's taking away from you getting things done, that, money making activities, talking to buyers and sellers and so forth. So managing by expectations is important. I'll give you an example. I never will tell a virtual assistant how many phone calls to make or how many phone calls I expect they make. I will tell them how many results I want. So if it's filling my calendar with appointments, it'll be, hey, I need 6 appointments in my calendar next week. Or I think we should have 5 people that are interested in buying, that want me to give them a call from this list that I'm going to give you to make phone calls. So it's kind of managing by expectation. And the other part of that is having your virtual assistant leave or send you an update of everything they accomplished for the day at the end of their day, at the end of their shift. So I've never not received that. Every day at the end of the day, I get a list of everything that my virtual assistants have accomplished and completed for the day. So I'm managing by expectation. So you mentioned, Gerard, time blocks, and that is by far one of the most important things, or there's actually 2 of the most important things that I've done personally, and learned this over time. I wish I was smarter and knew this years ago, but I make or schedule out time blocks for my virtual assistant. So what I mean by that is there's different times in different parts of the day and every day that my VA knows exactly what they're going to get done and accomplish for those time blocks. So let me just give you an example. So I have a virtual assistant. She posts from 8 in her calendar, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, from 8 to 10, she posts to social media. She posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. She does branding online, business listings, things like that. Everything that's online as me, she will do from 8 to 10. So, and then I'm going to talk about what is done and how we manage that, Gerard, too. Sorry, I'm kind of going on and on. But so from 10 to 12, that is my virtual assistant's first 2-hour time block of making phone calls. So, and we have it set up, like I said, Monday through Friday. So on Monday, there's a certain type of call that's made. On Tuesday, it might be past clients. On Wednesday, it could be lead lists, and Thursday is something else. So every day there's different types of calls made, but it's time blocked from 10 to 12. So all the studies show between 9 a.m. and noon is the best time to make phone calls. So that's why our first call time block is in that zone. So then so it goes on and on the rest of the day. So then there's another 2-hour time block of possibly working on our database, our CM, email campaigns that go out, flex time put in there, because you're going to have a lot of tasks that are one-off, like things that you want your VA to do quickly, one at a time, just little things, or research, or online branding, just things like that. So you want to work in some flex time with that, and then another call time block in the afternoon. And it works the same if you have virtual assistants that work part-time, because some people want to hire somebody that works 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 8 hours a day. It's really up to you, because there are virtual assistants, there are people out there that want those certain hours, that have the experiences that you're looking for. So building out their time blocks is number 1, Gerard.
Okay. So when you do the time blocking, how do you actually communicate with them, in terms of their tasks for the day? You mentioned about having, having flex time. So they might be working on something else, working on something new. So is there a, available platform out there that, clients could actually use, or, employers could actually use to manage,
Oh yeah.
projects or tasks?
And there's a couple, and one of my favorites is Asana. So it's for those of you that have not heard of Asana, it's asana.com, and it's actually a free software for, I think it's 10 or under team members. So if you have 2 team members, 3 team members, or just your VA is 1 team member, Asana.com is an outstanding free software to use. And basically what it does is it helps you manage tasks, manage the people on your team, their tasks, and then it does everything from prioritize them. Allows you to prioritize them, put due dates. I'm sorry?
Yeah, deadlines, due dates.
Deadlines, due dates. It allows you to do attachments. You can pretty much work everything, all your communication through Asana as far as tasks, task management, project management, and so forth. That is a really, really good one. We use Slack for instant messaging, and that allows us to communicate with the VAs or whoever's on your team. Slack is really good. Skype is another one that allows, instant messaging and things, but I like Slack because it helps manage your communication a lot better. So between Asana and Slack, there's almost no need for emails unless, between you and your virtual assistant. You don't need to email, because what happens with emails is emails are lost. Emails get open and then forgotten. So there's no need to manage a virtual assistant by email at all. Number one, it's using Asana manages those tasks really, really well. And those are one-off tasks. Time blocking the time is a lot better, but if you, in conjunction with that. But so let's say that I was talking about the time block earlier of making phone calls and calling past clients. So in Asana, the task would be calling past clients, and then inside Asana, it would state that, hey, that's done Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to noon. And then you upload the actual database if that's what they're going to make calls from. And so everything can be done in that one place.
Yeah, and I believe it would actually depend on your management style. Like, for example, if you don't have the time to really talk to your virtual assistant, and if this is really something, more like as a project based, and then Asana is the perfect tool for you. However, if you're the person that you're really wanting to, create a working relationship with your VA and, communicate in a constant basis with your virtual assistant. So I guess, you can just leave Asana behind, and you can, directly send those texts to your virtual assistant. But if you feel like, this week I'll be all busy, all swamped, and then, the Asana is the perfect tool for you to assign, tasks for your virtual assistant. And you mentioned about time blocking. Moving on as time passes, as time passes by, your virtual assistant will have developed this habit or a work routine that you really don't have to, to assign those tasks, on a regular basis. For new tasks, yes, but those for existing tasks, and then it will become a routine for your virtual assistant.
Right. Yep, I agree 100%. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, well, first, Gerard, I wanted to ask you, are you going to play us a little piano back there?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought.
No.
Okay. Well,
it's just for aesthetic purposes. So.
Okay, cool. The other thing I wanted to talk about is standard operating procedures. So this is by far one of my favorite ways to manage my virtual assistants. And why it took me so many years to figure this out, Gerard, I have no idea. But well, first, before I talk about, we call them SOPs, they're standard operating procedures. It's basically any type of consistent task, project that you're wanting help with for your virtual assistant to help you, whether it's, and one example is social media. What do I have my virtual assistant do on social media? Another example is if I meet a potential buyer, what do I do with that person's information? And then pretty much any type of task or project that you do that's being done consistently. So what I mean is, I've told you guys earlier that from 8 to 10, my virtual assistant works on my social media. Well, what does she do? People ask me all the time, like, what exactly does she do? Well, we have a standard operating procedure. We have an SOP task checklist that she does, and it's done the same every day. So it includes things like posting onto Facebook, general, right? Interacting and commenting, liking certain amount of pages, DMs that go out every day to past clients. Hey, I was thinking about you. Hope you have a great week. I hope everybody's doing good and safe, smiley face, smiley face. So DMs, a certain amount of DMs that go out. All the birthdays done on redkid.net. Is it redkid.net? That's a really cool free website for you guys to check out. It's called redkid, redkid.net. And it allows you to you make like a billboard or a birthday cake, stuff like that with the person's name in it. So it's really cool. So she does that. So she has this long list of things that she does, and she does it every day. So there's consistency, because that's what's important. If you're a loan officer and you're a realtor and you're super, super busy, you're probably not going to have time to spend a lot of time on social media every day. Whether, for me, it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. If I'm busy, I don't have time to be on there, but it's still getting done every day because my virtual assistant's doing it. And then when I'm doing it, I've just doubled myself. And that's the same with everything: phone calls, social media, everything. You're doubling yourself. So doing those standard operating procedures, and I'll give you one more example. If I meet somebody that could potentially either be a buyer or a seller, or potentially someone that could refer to me, which, if you think about it, Gerard, anybody in the country that's breathing air could potentially refer business to us, anybody. So you want to connect with them as many ways as possible and stay top of mind. So if I meet somebody that could potentially refer to me or use me when they're buying a house, then I will just submit that person. Let's say I get their name, email, and phone number, or I get a business card from a networking event or whatever. There's a standard operating procedure that gets done. So if I send that business card to my virtual assistant, she will enter them into my CRM. She'll enter a email campaign, follow up with them. She'll send them out an email saying, hey, it was great meeting you. She'll connect me with that person on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. So all these things get done automatically. And it's the same with pretty much any type of strategy that you have. So if you're having your virtual assistant schedule you phone appointments, let's say with potential buyers, or if you're a realtor with potential buyers or sellers, you're just not having your virtual assistant schedule the appointment for 5 o'clock tomorrow. You're having them schedule the appointment. And then you're going to have an SOP. You're going to have them send an email from as you or from your assistant, whichever you prefer, to that person as a confirmation. Can't wait to meet with you, or have a Zoom appointment, or can't wait to have a call with you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then tomorrow, a confirmation email goes out. Then you have your virtual assistant send a confirmation phone call, or not send, but make a confirmation phone call. So all these standard operating procedures are happening. And then once you meet with, let's say, the potential listing, the virtual assistant has a list of things they do after that. So you don't have to think about it. It just becomes automated. So that I always tell people the two main reasons, like, to really add to your team and have a virtual assistant as part of the team, it's to help grow your business and to help you have more freedom. And the freedom side is really when we get super busy, we forget all that stuff. Like we forget to add clients or leads or potential referral partners to all of our social media. We forget to add them to our CRM. We just forget a lot of stuff, or we don't have time to do it. So that's why we want everything automated. I have a mentor that tells, I remember him telling me this years and years ago, the best way, to automate something is to delegate it, have someone else do it, that's their focus of their job, and it's gonna get done. Because if you have to count on me to follow through with all that, I could do it, but then I'm not doing what I really need to do, and that's my money making activities, and that's communicating with potential buyers. That's what I have to do. And that communication now more than ever is everything from email, phone calls, text messages, DMs, every way and form of communication, because we don't have as much face-to-face. But all those things, when we're doing our money-making activities, all those things are happening automatically in the background, and that's really what I think is most important. So, what did I forget, Gerard? Anything you can think of that?
I guess in general, this is something that you could compare to, transaction coordination or listing coordination. And I love what you did there, Mr. Smith, that you have this checklist that you share to virtual assistants. So whenever, we, for example, if there's a new lead comes in, so you have a checklist as to what to do next. It's very similar to, to the transaction coordination stuff. This would actually, very effective, especially if you're not there, communicating with your virtual assistant. If you're too busy to work with your virtual assistant, that, your virtual assistant has their own checklist as to what are the responsibilities are and what are the things that needed to be done when this certain situation comes in.
Yeah.
And how do you communicate though with your virtual assistant?
So it's like we talked about, when the virtual assistants have their time blocks, when you're managing them by results, when they're sending an overview of everything they accomplished for the day, when they have their standard operating procedures, I communicate with my virtual assistants usually first thing in the morning, where we say, hi, how are things going? And then during the day only if there's something I need immediately. And then I'll communicate through Slack. Some people use Skype, some people use Slack. But there's honestly not a whole lot of communication, because it's literally, it's automated. So, yep.
Oh yes, hello there, Ms. Gomez. And yes, this live feed is being recorded, and we're going to send it to you as soon as it becomes available on YouTube. Martha Gomez.
Yep, we sure are.
Right. So I just want to go back into, with the checklist, with the standard operating procedure. I mean, you have your own processes, and this is one way for you to kind of lay out everything. And, this is something that you may need to discuss with your virtual assistant for clarity, so that, moving forward, it will just be a breeze for you. You really don't have to manage or micromanage them 24/7. That's really the purpose of hiring a virtual assistant, to find somebody that, that complements your personality, that complements your work style, and could adapt to changes, and have this, attitude wherein, they're really willing to learn. Because even if you hire the most experienced virtual assistants, you have your own style, you have your own processes. And this is, we just have to really inculcate in them that, I'm a different client. I have my own style. And if we just want to work together, and then this is my processes. So you just really have to adapt to it, and setting the right expectations really to your virtual assistant, setting the right goals. So.
Yep. I agree 100%. I think, I always tell people when I'm talking to them about potentially them hiring a virtual assistant, and I do strategy calls and kind of help loan officers and realtors strategize on what their VA could do for them, or what benefits would it be. And so I always talk about the two biggest mistakes that I've made and I've seen over and over and over. And, number one is having the wrong virtual assistant. Because like you said, you could have somebody with the greatest experience in the world, but if you two don't click, it just doesn't work. And then the second biggest mistake is not starting that relationship correctly. And that means, having the right expectations, having your virtual assistants know the right expectations that you expect. And that's everything from, you manage by results at the end of the day. You kind of just want to have an overview of everything that was accomplished. And then having, the correct onboarding and initial training and knowing the right kind of tools to use, all of that stuff is so important. And that's where, I'll put a little plug for you, Gerard, with Remote Assistant Scout. That's where you're so good at helping loan officers and realtors hire virtual assistants, because you ensure that you get the right person and it is the right fit and it is the right personality, and you guys click. And the number two is getting that onboarding right, the expectations, the best practices, tools, and things that work really, really good, and initial training and things like that. So that is that's my little plug for you. I would like to tell everybody, Gerard, that if you want to have some sample copies of some of the standard operating procedures we have, comment below and let us know, and we will send that to you. Because and actually, if you don't want the public to see your email address, you can send a DM to myself, and we'll make sure that you get that, because we have some really, really cool standard operating procedures that took a lot of time and years of mistakes and adjustments and what works best now to kind of put those together. So just let us know, and we will send those out to you too.
Yes, I just have to add to that, the number one mistake is, not finding the right person. I mean, what could be the factors of not finding the person? Maybe you don't know how, because you don't have, some clients don't have really, a background working with a virtual assistant, so they may not know what questions to ask during the final interviews, and that might be the reason why, the work relationship will go south. So that's number one. Finding a virtual assistant or finding the wrong assistant is one, but having no backup people to help you out and find another or a replacement is another. So that's the reason why, we came up with, the VA replacement guarantee, that, for example, if in any case we help you in finding your virtual assistant or the best fit virtual assistant for you, and if it doesn't work out, and then, we can actually redo the process for you all over again. So everything all done for you. You just really need to sit back, relax, and, just keeping safe from this pandemic. And
Nice.
if you guys have any other questions, if you want to learn more about virtual assistants and how they can help you, what can they do really for your business, feel free to DM Richard, or you can text partner to 281-394-0624, or you can always, go to talkwithrichard.com to schedule your no obligation virtual assistant strategy call. All right, talkwithrichard.com.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate your time. It is awesome that you guys all joined us today. It was a lot of fun. It was our first time using StreamYard, so it was cool. I like it. I don't know if you do, Gerard. There's some cool things that it does, but we'll get to know it better and for the next time. So appreciate all of you. Have an awesome rest of the week. Gerard, talk to you soon. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. We'll see you on the web.
Thank you so much. Keep safe. Talk to you soon.